Breaking news, a major development in Nigeria's security landscape. Bello Turji, the notorious bandit leader, has officially reached out to President Bola Tinubu, calling for dialogue. But is this a genuine surrender or a tactical maneuver to survive the military's tightening noose? We are tracking this story as it develops. We are working closely with relevant authorities to monitor the situation in real time. To ensure you receive the most accurate information, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Once the official update is verified, we will ensure you are the first to receive the report directly. Stay connected for professional, verified briefings. And the pressure isn't just on Turji. This afternoon, we've obtained exclusive evidence of other extremist factions, including high-ranking members of localized Islamist groups, literally pleading for mercy. As military airstrikes continue to dismantle their command centers, these groups are now begging for the very amnesty they once rejected. Before we look at the government's response, watch this footage of the insurgents finally realizing that their time is up.
After that, I need to send message to Commissioner of Defense, Tukur Usman Gusau. He is the one of the send the aeroplane to come bush to bombing and bandit. This one is not good. So, Kuma, if you see the Fulani, the Nigeria all is the House of Fulani, not the one traveling.
For the first time in a long time, the equation in Zamfara has changed completely. The forests are burning, their hideouts are no longer safe, and the men who used to terrorize entire villages are now the ones begging for their lives. The headline you saw is not just a rumor. It is the reality of the new military strategy that is shaking the Northwest to its core. We are seeing a massive shift as intensified airstrikes by the Nigerian Air Force have pushed the bandits to the breaking point. Reports are flooding in that these groups, who once boasted about being untouchable, are now reaching out to President Bola Tinubu and the Nigerian army, pleading for a ceasefire and calling for dialogue. They are saying, stop the bombing, let's talk. But the question is it too late? We have to look at exactly what triggered this sudden desperation. It is called Operation Fansan Yamma. Throughout late 2025, specifically in November and December, the military turned up the heat. We are not talking about the occasional patrol. We're talking about precision airstrikes that have decimated major camps in Tefe and Maru local government areas. Just this past November, the air component executed coordinated strikes that destroyed a major terrorist stronghold in Sauri camp. They didn't just scatter the bandits, they destroyed their logistics, their motorcycles, and their supplies. When you take away a bandit's motorcycle and his food, you take away his power. The result? Panic. We have seen viral videos and audio messages circulating where some of these bandit commanders are sounding very different from their usual arrogant selves. Instead of threats, we are hearing pleas. They are claiming that they are ready to lay down their arms if the government stops the area bombardment. They are asking for peaceful coexistence. It is almost ironic to hear men who made farmers abandon their lands now talking about the need for peace. But security experts are warning us not to be fooled. This cry for dialogue is likely not born out of genuine repentance, but out of survival. They are being suffocated by the military pressure, and they need breathing space to regroup. And speaking of key figures, we have to talk about the notorious Bello Turji. Just days ago, around mid-December 2025, Turji released a video that has everyone talking. He admitted that he had engaged in peace talks with the Zamfara state government in the past, but he was quick to deny allegations that he collected 30 million naira. He swore by Allah that he never received such money. But why is he speaking now? Why is he trying to clear his name and talk about peace initiatives? It is because the walls are closing in. The military has declared him and others wanted, and the airstrikes are getting closer to his doorstep. His cousin and key commander, Dambokolo, was reportedly neutralized earlier this year, leaving him vulnerable. Turji knows that the current administration in Abuja is not interested in the tea and biscuits approach of the past. In fact, the federal government just sent a very loud message that dialogue is not on the table. On December 22, 2025, the Federal High Court in Abuja granted the government's request to reopen terrorism charges against suspects linked to Bello Turji. These are his financiers, his logistics suppliers, the people who buy the drugs, the uniforms, and the weapons. By reopening this case, the Tinubu administration is telling the bandits, "We are not coming to talk, we are coming to prosecute." They are cutting off the supply lines while the Air Force destroys the camps. It's a two-pronged attack that has left the bandits with no option but to beg. Now, before we discuss whether the government should listen to these pleas, I have a quick question for you. Do you trust these bandits? Do you think the government should pause the bombing to listen to them, or should they finish the job?
The pressure is at an all-time high. With Operation Fansan Yamma hitting key hideouts and the military labeling Turji dead man walking, the bandit kingpin's inner circle is shrinking. This plea for dialogue comes just as the recent offensive has disrupted their supply lines and command structure. Historical outcomes suggest a need for caution. Previous amnesties have often been used by these groups to regroup and rearm. While Turji claims this conflict benefits no one, the Nigerian government's current stance remains firm. There is no peace for those who refuse to face justice. The nation stands at a crossroads, dialogue or total neutralization. We invite you to share your perspective in the comments below. I'm Liam Armstrong, and we will provide the official government response as soon as it is released. Stay informed.